Okay, welcome to another video of my vlog, my monthly vlog. And we'll start off with the normal things. I lost £4. I noticed in my last video that I said I was down to 26 stone halfway through. I was obviously predicting this month because last month I was 26.3, 26.4. I've lost £4. I'm now 26 stone. So I must have been predicting the fact that I was going to lose another £4 and I was going to get to that nice 26 stone dead on thing. Totally chuffed. Went in, weighed myself, and it said I lost £4 more. Like you can imagine, I was happy. Karina was with me and she did herself and she found that she lost weight as well. She's been eating the same sort of foods as I have. She's been doing more exercise than I have. She's a bit more out and going, and she feels pain a little bit less than I do, and she does a lot better than I do when it comes to going out. So we both were quite happy, and we both celebrated with the KFC. I know it don't care. I like KFC. KFC is great as a wee treat when you find you've lost weight, and a good comfort food when you find that you haven't or you've put it back on, and then you feel guilty afterwards for eating it. So like I said, I found out I've lost weight. I was happy about that. We've done quite a bit this month. We've been out and about. We've had the festival up here in Edinburgh, the Fringe Festival, and we've had quite a few beautiful sunny days. And one of the days we went out and we went for a walk around the meadows. Took Honey with me, and we had a really good time. I'll put a couple of pics up just to show you how beautiful the day it was. And that day I totally smashed my my minimum amount of steps, totally smashed the amounts of exercise in minutes that I was supposed to do that day, and that made me feel fantastic, brilliant. I'm finding it hard still to do walking. I tend to find that every 20 to 30 minutes, well, not even less than that, I do need to stop a lot. And I do need to let my back stop hurting, but I'm finding that I'm not needing cocodamol as much as I was beforehand. I'm not relying on that to stop me from feeling pain. If I'm going to do something like a big long walk like that, excuse me, I will take some cocodamol because I know that we're going to be out, and I'll take some with me as well, and that just ensures that I can enjoy what I'm doing and the walking that I'm doing. And we went out and we had a really good time. It was beautiful sunshine. We had ice cream. We had the Subway. We didn't feel guilty about it because it was such a nice day. We were doing plenty of walking. We were enjoying, as I said, the Fringe Festival was on. So halfway down, we decided to stop. Karina went off to get some water for the dog, and I stayed outside and had to smoke whilst I was waiting. And Honey decided she wanted to donate some money to one of the street buskers. And they were really good. They were guitarists, and she was a hit. She's always a hit. Everybody loves Honey. She's so cute and fluffy and loving. And the lass that was with the guitarist whilst they were playing was absolutely besotted by little Honey. But she's fantastic. She's such a lovely dog. Wish she would stop chasing the cats every time there's a noise or anything, but we can't have everything, I suppose. And then we had the rest there, and we had, like I said, some juice and stuff, and chilled for 5-10 minutes. And then we walked down to the actual meadows part. We watched some people play with their jugglings and their tightrope walks, and that sort of thing. We have all sorts that come along. Not everything is chargeable in the festival. You have loads of people that just come out and just perform on the streets, and if they don't even perform, they just come out and practice. We were watching some people that were tightrope walking on tension wires, tension straps, and juggling, and so people were hula hooping. People, like I said, because it was such a beautiful day, people were out having picnics, letting the dogs roam riot and having the good old run around. And yeah, it was good. We had to walk, once we had a break there, we had to walk around to where the play park was. Talk about the city being a small place. At the moment, in one of the flats below us, a family is on holiday, visiting, obviously visiting their family. And there's two daughters. One, I think she's about 9, and the other one, she's much younger. And we've seen them wandering about the street, and they've got to know the dogs and stuff. And last thing we expected when we went out on that day was to have a walk around and bump into them. And we're sat having an ice cream, and when the girls come over, and I'm totally oblivious to all this. I didn't realise it. And Karina turned around and says, "Oh, that's the girl that's visiting below us." Oh, is it? Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. I'm crap at that. I don't recognise people. Um, I watch movies and or TV programs, and I don't recognise a star, despite the fact that they're in one of my favourite TV programs that I watch all the time. Classic one. Now we had an excuse for this one, but the classic one was the guy that plays Candyman in the film Candyman, obviously. And we've been watching this TV series called The Dead of Summer. And for some reason, we both thought the guy that acted as Candyman had died. And we're watching this, and it's like, well, we're both convinced it's Candyman, but Candyman's dead. And we researched it, and it was like, oh, actually, he's not dead. He's quite alive and quite active. And I was like, whoops, oh well. Anyway, so we finished the walk, and we went to got a bus. We got a bus back home, and we had a quick dinner. Because we were knackered, we didn't feel like doing too much. And yeah, it was so nice to go out, and it was encouraging to do it, and I wanted to go out and do it more. And we were supposed to have gone out for a walk the following day, but we were both slightly sore and a bit knackered, so we had a rest. And although we had the enthusiasm, because we had the rest, on my part, it's hard getting the get up and go and the enthusiasm to do it again. And Karina didn't want to go back to the meadows because there were no Pokemon for her to catch. That's all she cares about is Pokemon. She'll go. I could take her if I had the energy. I bet I could take her for a walk all the way down to Newcastle, and as long as she can catch Pokemon all the way down to Newcastle, she'll be happy. Yeah, even I found that a bit strange, and I'm not a big fan of Pokemon. But the whole of the meadows, there was not a single Pokemon stop or whatever the things are. There was no Pokemon to catch. But as soon as we got onto the main streets, there were loads of the bloody things. On that note, at the end of this month or next month, I think it's this month, the zoo's having a Pokemon night, and you pay a $5, and the money goes to the zoo for charity zoo and stuff like that, and you can go and spend the evening catching Pokemon at the zoo. I think Karina's going to go to that. Actually, it sounds fun. I'll leave it to it. So yeah, the exercise has increased, but I'm finding I'm spending more time walking now as well. Most days I'm getting between 15 to 20 minutes exercise. So my goal is 20 minutes of exercise each day and a minimum of 5,000 steps each day. Always sort of like over 3,000. I'm not at the moment. Over 3,000 steps. And yeah, I'm usually over 3,000 steps by the end of the day. But that's kind of like a very sedentary. That's walking around the flat, going up and down the stairs, or just the normal daily routine. But like I said, the main aim is to have my steps a minimum of 5,000 and 20 minutes walking. And there's been a few days when I've done no exercise, or according to my watch, I've done no exercise. So yesterday was one. Today's probably going to be another one because I'm going to be faffing around with setting this all up for my YouTube stuff. And I need to come to say hello. Hello. Say hello over here. Say hello. Hello. What? Anyway, yeah. So those are my goals, and like I said, most of the time I'm pretty much meeting it, close to anyway. There's been a few times when I've done 19 minutes, and I've got home, and it's like the last thing I want to do is just go out for a minute walk. I've just got back, and it's like, oh bollocks! I've got a minute to go, and then I'm 20 minutes. Stuff it. I'm close enough. Well, who cares? So that's improved. My weight's improved. My exercise has improved. The pain has improved. It's not as painful as it used to be. I've just said that. I'm using less cocoa anymore. So the pain has improved as well. My ability to keep going is improved. So things are going really, really well. And hopefully they will carry on going really, really well. I need to cut down on my carbs again. I've increased my carbs, as you probably saw in my food vlog, my food diary. My carbs have gone up, my fat has gone up, and stuff like that. I've now got to cut it down. Right. And that's it. I can't think of anything else to say. Flexibility is improved. You remember a while back I did the monthly vlog, and I was talking about things that being obese that you take for granted, things that you take, things like wiping your ass and stuff like that. And I'm finding things like that is a lot easier as well. I'm not having as much trouble wiping my bottom. I can move a lot better to actually bend to do it. I can do my own shoelaces up without a problem. The only time Karina had done it was that it was actually on that walk. I was so knackered, I was so sore, and my shoelace came undone. And Karina just said, "I'll do it. It'll be quicker," because obviously I was like, I'm sore, and I'll have to get down on my knee and fiddle around with it. And then she just went down and she just whacked it up, tightened it up for me, did it up for me, and pretty much all the other things that I listed in that vlog have become a lot better. I still have a problem with things like sweat and chafing and stuff like that, but then again, I've still got the belly and the boobs, and so you still got the horrible stuff underneath. So, but yeah, most of those things are improving, which is good. When I'm getting there, and as I said, as the weight goes, those things will become less and less of a problem. Yes, I've got charts. I've got charts to put up, and I'm going to put them up at the end of this. I'm going to stick some stupid music of some sort on, and you can look through them. You can skip it. You can ignore it. You can, and it's just basically. I thought I'd do a sum up of. I'll do the last, I can't remember, it's the last 30 days, I think it is. And each week I've on my, yeah, that makes us look like we've been eating Ben & Jerry's. Now, Ben & Jerry's lid has been there for ages. She uses it as a toy, so she gets to keep it. That's not something we've recently had. At least I don't think it is. Honey, what flavour is it? It's my flavour, so yeah, it's been a long time since I've had cookie dough Ben & Jerry's. What was I saying? Yeah, so the charts, they're all over 30 days, and there are things like measurement stuff like that. On the food diary, I do the charts in weekly chunks, and you can just see my progress or what my records are for that week. And I thought it'd be nice at the end of my monthly vlogs if I put up a monthly or a larger portion of my my diary or my records, so you can actually see what progress there has been over a longer period of time. It's like the weight, it's like I've put the weight up for just the last 30 days, and you'll either get a dip or a straight line or an increase. So for visually, it looks a lot better if you've got 90 or 180 days, and then you can see lots of little swiggly, dwiggly bits. It just looks a lot better. A couple of explanations. The measurements. When I weigh myself, I also take measurements, and I use all of them as a way of seeing my progress. So I'm not just reliant on the scales at Boots. I don't know how accurate the scales at Boots are, but I use them just to see if there's been a change in my weight. So I might be 26 stone, but I might be 25.10, or I might be 26.2, and that might actually be my weight. But I have, as I said, I use the scales to actually chart the gain and loss rather than the actual weights. But if it's going down, I still like looking and saying, "Yay, I'm down to 26 stone. Great!" So I take measurements as well of my body, and I use that as a method of measuring how I'm doing, progressing for weight loss. And some of them are quite obvious. Neck, the same sort of measurement that you would use for measuring for a collar. Chest, again, around my boobies and to my back, and that's my chest measurements. My waist, now, for the sake of argument, I'm getting up for this. I have to apologise. For the sake of argument, I've always taken the waist as where my trousers are. So if I move back a little bit, so up to here where my jeans are. That's bad. You can see my knickers. So that's, to me, is my waist. But a lot of people class around here as your waist. So what I've done is I class that as my waist for measuring. So when it goes around my tummy, and then I measure also my hip, what I've called my hips, which is basically where I call my waist. So where my jeans sit. That was awkward. So those are the measurements I take. So neck, chest, tummy or waist, and my jeans, my waist or my hips. The rest are all exactly the same as on my weekly food diary, and it's also like carbs, calories, and stuff like that. So please enjoy. If you like watching these, please like and subscribe. As usual, underneath are a load of bits and pieces that you can click on and follow. And thank you very much for watching, and happy cooking.